Welcome to the Elliott Museum.
Hope you enjoy our lecture today, and without further ado, I want to introduce you to Ozzy Manzon, who doesn't need any introduction, who very kindly thought up this exhibit and has guest curated it for the museum. Ozzy.
I'm going to begin by asking you to wonder. Imagine that you woke up tomorrow and we had made contact with alien beings. Imagine how your view of the world would change. This kind of thing has happened. One of the times that it happened was during the Renaissance. This happens once again during the turn of the 20th century. Josef Albers was born in 1988 in Germany. He was born in a mining town. Now, craftsmanship follows him throughout his life. He was interested in making statements that were as pure as possible. He joins the Bauhaus as a student in 1920. He's asked to become the master teacher of the studio. He advances a creative process that is new. He teaches theory at the very last class of the course. He is hardly interested in that. But from the very beginning of the course, he wants to open the eyes of artists to see, and to see something in a different way. In 1933, because of Nazism, Josef Albers decides to leave Germany with his wife Annie Fleischmann. His Introduction of Color was published in 1963 through Yale University, actually at great expense. It became one of the most important teaching tools in art for much of the 50s and 60s and 70s. He wants you to see that color is indeed not just factual. Wavelength can describe scientifically a color, but it cannot explain necessarily how artists use it. He said that until you recognize that you were fooled by color, you had never looked at anything truly in a detailed manner. Color is no longer an absolute. Color is something that is relative to the color that is sitting next to it. And this may be very basic in terms of thinking, but it revolutionized how artists choose color in their canvases and in their paintings. The reason why this was revolutionary, and the reason why it had such an impact in how we learn to see, is that no one had done this before. Welliver comes into the school and graduates from Yale University under him in the mid-1950s. His life is marked by tragedy. He lost a lot of the work that he had created to a massive fire of his farms in Maine. The Maine wilderness to him was really a place of purity. He was interested in nature, but he was not interested in capturing the reality of nature. His colors are not colors that come from nature, but they are colors that come from the ideas that he learned from Josef Albers about color. After 10 years teaching for him, being his student, he really understood Josef Albers' conception of color as an idea rather than a fact, of capturing the actual rather than the factual. So his colors are not something that you would see in nature. His colors are capturing, trying to capture a particular moment and a particular feeling and a sense of place. It is rather than a reproduction of something he sees in nature. All his colors are single color, and each color is a form unto itself. There is no gradation in the painting. It is the interaction of what happens between that green and that blue, what happens between the gray and this green, that's what his paintings are about. And in that, he tries to capture the light and the exuberance and the movement that is happening in the painting by capturing not the object itself, but the light reflected onto those objects. So the painting is about capturing not the objects, but the light, the movement, and everything that was going on at that moment for him. And in that, he is an abstract painter. His color and his use of color is an idea. Jane Davis Dogget, studied with both Josef Albers and Welliver. She is a graphic designer that was taught by Albers and Welliver because Albers created that school of design. Jane Davis Dogget has been an extremely successful graphic artist. She has done the wayfinding signs for over 40 airports. We go to Terminal A, B, and C because Jane, at some point, saw these series of gateways. She is a pioneer in wayfinding. She is a person that truly understands how people move through any one space. Notice that these planes that are not at 90 degrees, they're not tilted, they are something to be encountered as you move through the piece. She published a book called Talking Graphics, where she translates proverbs and passages from the Bible into a visual image. She's interested in not translating, but having you look at an old proverb and seeing it anew. All of what you're seeing has been created through a computer and printed through what she calls electronic silkscreen. What is very interesting about this is that we've seen a painting, we've seen printing, now we're seeing computer-generated images. These pieces here are called homage to Galileo. She's interested in creating these large objects that hang in a space. And on that wall, we have Dennis Alfieri and Cristina de la Vega. Dennis Alfieri is an artist that studied both with Josef and Welliver, and Cristina de la Vega, who over many summers spent with him as a friend. Also learned from Welliver, and I hope you get to look at all of them because they're really just beautiful. We're very lucky to have a community of talented artists that hold their own with these three masters. So thank you so very much. It's been a true pleasure to be able to make this come to fruition. It's been in the works for about 6 years, and I encourage you, if you're not a member, to become a member of the Elliott Museum, because these things only happen with your support. I want to for this exhibition, as well as the logo that you have on your member or guest tickets was also designed by Jane Davis Dogget. These wonderful exhibitions only happen with your support, and it's really important that you join us. Many of you have already done so by being so dedicated and wonderful volunteers, helping me hang all of these pieces and make this exhibition come true, and I thank you all for that. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful afternoon.